Alright everybody, hello and welcome as always. I am Sean, and this is In the Mixer, and it is a special episode, and I know I say that pretty much every episode, but it's the end of Season 3, Episode 15 of our FC Isle of Man series, and we have a fantastic opportunity today to actually close out a league title. Now, what I said last time was we'd come back to the last game of the season and go through like a season review. Instead, we're here for the second last game of the season. Actually, let's jump into the game. I'll show you why. As you guys can see, if we look at the competitions tab here, we are currently 5 points clear, still ahead of Prescott. Now have moved into second spot. Hyde have dropped off a little bit, as have Stafford. Unless disaster strikes and in our last two games we don't pick up any points, we should finish as champions of the division. We haven't actually shown you guys an episode where we've won a league title as yet, because usually, or the last two promotions, we've smashed it in and we've been promoted with like 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 games to play. Since the last episode, we beat we beat Hyde and then drew with Stafford. We followed that up with another 1-1 draw against Mossley before beating Tadcaster Albion 4-0 in a very good performance. And we're now going to have the opportunity to secure the league title against Pontefract, who, I don't know why I pronounced it in a German way. They're an English side, but I've gone with it, might as well lead into it. And then, of course, do the last game of the season against Runcorn Linnets to see where we finish up and do just maybe a minimised season review, go through some of our star performers and what we want to achieve in the higher division next year. But that's provided we get past Pontefract and win that game. Magic editing, let's look at the two lineups for that one now. Alright, so this is the lineup that we're going with first. Vucevic, of course, in goal. D'Souza and Walker as the fullbacks. Eden Sears will come in for Prudy, who is away on international duty. He'll play alongside Shima as the defensive partnership. Sharif and Hunt in the middle. Aris on the left wing. Donahue on the right. And Omprion and Phillips up top. Pretty much the same lineup that you guys would have seen in the last game. Or in the last episode, as I should say. They've got Kieran Applin as their left back. Of course, played with us. 2 goals in 39 appearances over 2 years. It was an excellent player for us. Still only 21, still doing relatively well, the ex-Newcastle junior. We've also got Foley ahead of him. David Foley, 34-year-old winger, playing on the left. Been around in the lower leagues for quite some time. Molyneux, who's playing alongside him in midfield. Ex-Everton junior looks to be a solid-ish option in the middle as well. Lots of 7s, 8s, 9s there for his technical ability. We should have enough to get past them. They're not one of the teams that's been tearing apart the division or anything like that. So let's passionately just tell everybody, media have given you a lot of credit, you put on a worthy display, and hopefully we carry it on to a good performance and secure our league title at the first time of asking. Worst case scenario, we will get another opportunity at it in the last game, but you know, you always just kind of want to ease off everybody's nerves a little bit, secure it in the first chance that you get, and go from there. Foley with a deep ball in towards 40s, clipped the crossbar, so a bit of a warning shot fired by Pontefract there. 30 minutes in, only that one highlight that we've seen so far. We're going to use our Get Creative shout, try and push everyone through to try and find an opportunity. They've got a highlight here. Molyneux to take a corner. Picton finds back post. It pinballs around. Somehow we keep it out, but thankfully the referee's flag went up for offside. Got another highlight here. Free kick from the left-hand side of the box. Foley's going to take. Does favour a right footer. Vucevic with a very good save. Hunt clears it away. Is that going to be under highlight? Foley recovers possession. Turns back inside. Plays it to Picton. The highlight comes to an end. So we haven't been on top in terms of the highlights we've seen, and at halftime, 0-0 in this game. A point might still potentially be enough for us to win, depending on other results elsewhere. They've had 11 shots, though, 4 on target, 52% possession. So we're going to mix it up. We are going to tell everybody assertively, far from pleased. And we're also going to go to our attacking structure, play a little bit further up the pitch, and see if we can get some sort of response out of the players. Hood, long ball forward. Not a bad header, but it falls to Rodwell Grant for Pontefract. Hunt covers the ball well, tries to play it inside to Phillips, but the ball is lost. Sharman goes all the way back to Hood in goal. Long ball forward, no one challenges. Purslo's able to bring it down and release forward into the channel. He's in a wide area, hasn't got a lot to aim at. Sears with a good tackle, but they've given away a penalty, so this is going to be very frustrating. Again, come from behind victory. If we manage to pull it off, Foley's going to take the resulting penalty. Goes straight down the middle. Vucevic gets there first, and then Hunt manages to play it off for the corner. So a phenomenal save from Vucevic. He's doing everything to keep us in it so far. Molyneux's going to take the resulting corner. And Vucevic again comes out and claims very well. We've got a 2v3 or 3v3 at forward if we had gotten it out quickly. But we don't see it. Ball in now from Applin. Finds Rodwell Grant. No one goes to him. Forward with the header, and Vucevic again keeping us in it at the moment. Claims very well. Is there anything further for this one? We've got 4v4 forward if we move it quickly. We've gone long to the left-hand side. Who brings the ball down? Picton plays one into forward. No one challenges again. Rodwell Grant plays a poor ball across. But they do manage to hack it forward again. Ford has found time and space in the box. Good save again from Vucevic. He is having... I've lost the ability to speak, but he's having a phenomenal game. 30 minutes in. Let's see who's struggling the most for some form here. Hunt's not having a good game. Might bring on Will Taylor and move Sharif to play as the box-to-box. D'Souza's not having a good game. We'll give Connor Seymour some time. Aris isn't having a good game. We'll give Cole Roberts some time as well. Let's also fire off passionately. Ability to make a real difference. And given there's 30 minutes remaining, a get creative shout. We haven't had any highlights. And I can't think of the last game we had where we didn't have any highlights or we didn't find the back of the net. I think it was one of our cup defeats. Ball in behind here. Ford has gotten goal side and he's gotten the strike away. Vucevic again makes himself big and pushes that one around the post for the corner. They're definitely turning the screws. We haven't seemed to be much better since we've gone to attacking. Let's go to our cautious shape, see what happens. They've found a way to put the ball home. Sharman with the goal, cuts it back for Thompson, and he smashes that one into the roof of the net. Should I stay on cautious and just see what happens? You can see the ball here from Foley. It pinballs around a little bit. Forward with the first ever. Sharman gets it back in. Vucevic does all he can to push it back out, but Thompson is the first one to the ball and pretty much passes that one into the back of an empty net. We are still 2 points on top of the division. Prescott are winning their game 1-0 against Mask, who of course, Mask were fantastic early on in the season before dropping away quite a bit. They're now 2-0 up, so they're doing what they can in their game. I've not noticed the time go into the 88th minute. Use our assertive shout to demand more. 2 minutes to be added on, and the referee's called full time. So this one's going all the way to the final game of the season. 20 shots, 12 on target, 51% of the ball. They also missed that penalty. 10 shots, 1 on target, 49% for us. Not a single highlight, which is very disappointing. Aggressively, let's tell everybody, unacceptable that you couldn't steal the title. Everyone has at least responded positively to that, or at least motivated. And hopefully we can leverage that onto a good performance against Runcorn, who are a better side. They're 5th in the division in the next match. Let's have a look at the results here. Appling gets one over on FC Isle of Man. Yeah, whatever you have to say. Marcel Vucevic gets the Man of the Match award with a 7.8 rating. To be expected, really, after saving that penalty. He was excellent, and Hyde have secured a playoff position. So going into the final day of the season, we are 2 points clear. 1 point should be enough for us to get beyond, unless Prescott absolutely smash whoever they're playing in the last game and improve their goal difference quite a bit. A win, of course, will seal the title. Magic of editing, we'll jump forward to that game again now. Right, just like that, we're a week ahead. One change to the lineup. Prudy, who's arguably our best header of the ball. Potentially, he would have headed away for that corner that they scored from. He comes back in after international duty and will partner Chima at central defence. They've got an okay-looking team. Nothing particularly jumping out at me. Lewis Simmons, 21-year-old ex-Preston junior. Looks to be alright. They've had him for a few years. Technically not that great, but physically it has some decent attributes. They've also got Capello, Angelo Capello, Italian. I wonder if he's any relation. No, not that I can see, but ex-Sheffield United junior that they picked up direct from the club. He's been there for 2 years. Excellent physical attributes on that left wing. Owusu up top, David Owusu, 23-year-old ex-Merstham Rochdale player, is their leading scorer so far this season up front. Doesn't look like a terrible player. Pester's their captain and leading assist getter, playing in midfield, ex-Bradford City junior from back in the day. So relatively young team, Runcorn Linnets. This kit is horrific. It's going to do nothing. If that's what it actually looks like, my colourblind nature is going to be not doing that well against a green backdrop. Media have given you a lot of credit today, so please go out and give a worthy display. We just need 1 point, really, to get us through here and secure this title. It's a bit closer than I would have liked it to have been, but we've done quite well to continue changing and developing the squad throughout the course of the season. Worst case scenario, we're going to drop into the playoff positions, which isn't the worst thing that can happen to a team, but still, we would like to secure the championship and get another trophy to go in the cabinet. They've got an early corner, Owusu to take. Well headed away by Prudy. We did talk about that in the build-up. Aris now looks to send Omprion. We've got a man, extra back stick. If we can get the right ball in, it's a poor cross. Defender cut it out very well. We had that winger bursting through on the right-hand side. Sharp's going to take a goal kick here. Owusu with the flick on header. Hughes plays it into Johnson. The gaps open up in the middle is ridiculous, and thankfully Johnson drives that shot past the near post. But that was pretty poor defensively. Throw in here. Taken by D'Souza to Sheriff. Back to D'Souza again. Deep ball in, no one challenges Coombs. Phillips lays it back. Reverse pass from Hunt finds Phillips again, and he pokes it home. Is that going to be the goal that puts one hand on the title for us? 10th goal of the season for Kieran Phillips. An excellent little interchange of play here. Hunt just doesn't rush anything, doesn't do anything silly. A lot of other players in that position want to have a shot. He just waits that pass in behind, and Phillips does very well. Pokes that one home, near post. Kit's not that bad. I was complaining, but I can see it against the green. I'm a bit colourblind, so it does happen from time to time. Would see us go 4 points clear as things currently stand. Mosley drawing 0-0 with Prescott in second position. Hyde drawing level on 74 points, still in third spot though due to goal difference. D'Souza, ball up the line now for Omprion to chase. Slow down, slow down, slow down. Instead he goes to the wide area and then shoots from the angle straight at the keeper. It's either straight at the keeper or side netting. No one ever finds the finish. D'Souza now with the ball, finds Aris. Turns his man very well. Needs to get it back on his left foot, loses out midfield. Hughes plays a poor ball out. Donahue should recover possession. Well, Donahue's been called over by the ref. It's never good to see this in a highlight. Is he going to be in a bit of trouble here? And we'll see. And he's been given a straight red. So we're going to spend the last hour of this season down to 10 men. Who are we going to go with up top? Lomprion seems to be struggling a little bit more. We'll go to one poacher. And let's also put Levan Brandy on. And then let's go to our cautious mentality. I haven't pulled this one out too much this season. We just want to make sure we are defensively stable before we do anything too silly up front. And I'm more than happy for Phillips to kick and chase balls. It is going to invite pressure. And speaking of, Capello drives from about 30 yards out immediately. But I think we can handle it. D'Souza with the deep free kick now. Across to Hunt. Just keep the ball. Find Sharif. Souza. Out wide to Aris. Can he get the right ball in the box? Only got one man to aim at. Finds him in Phillips. It's a great header. Kieran Phillips. Wonderful assist from Nigel Aris. That's exactly how we're going to need to keep working the ball. The defensive line just dropped off too deep. Phillips stayed a little bit higher towards the penalty spot. Got his head to the ball and got enough power on it that the keeper couldn't keep it out despite getting a touch. Good header from Phillips. Sharp does get a touch on it, can only push it into the back of the net. We go 2 goals up, so we have got a lead to defend. We are also going to use our demand more shout, just try and get through to half-time with a clean sheet. They've got a free kick here. D'Souza gets the ball away. Capello puts it back in. Again, a drive from distance. He's pulling the trigger every time the ball falls to him at the moment. Thankfully, not on target. Go into the dressing room at 2-0 up, but down to 10 men. 8 shots, 2 on target, 56% possession. They've had 7, 4, and 40%. Let's say assertively, you might be winning, but that could all change if you feel that our performance levels dropped. A few players look stressed. Let's talk to them. Let's just calmly say, you can improve. Shit, that didn't work. Let's try it again for Kieran Phillips, who's on a double. Let's just say, very happy with his performance. He's at least responded positively. So it's just Jake Walker. It's not like Jake Walker isn't our captain and super important and sitting on a yellow card. That seems to be a bit disheartened by that. We might actually take him off after an hour here. Yeah, we'll do that change now. We'll move Abdi Sharif, who's struggling a little bit midfield, out to right fullback. And Will Taylor will come in as the deep lying playmaker on defend. Let's tell them we've got faith in them. And let's also use our get creative shout just to try and look for some long balls over the top. Everybody's responded negatively to that, which is frustrating. But even if they do pull one back, we've still got that 2-goal buffer. I'd be happy if we just got through. It's the worst content ever, but I'd be happy if we just got through to the 90th minute at 2-0. Demand more for the last 10 minutes. Just give everyone a bit of focus, hopefully. No one's responded positively or negatively. We've got a throw in here. Sharif throws the ball straight to McCarthy. Now to Hughes. Out wide to Souza with a poor header away. Steer puts one back post. Pinballs around. Vucevic does very well to come out and claim the ball. The big Polish goalkeeper has bailed us out at various times throughout the course of this season. And he might have just done it again. Short throw to Sharif. Ball over the top for Phillips. Can he get his hat-trick? He's got himself goal side. Can he find the finish? It's a great strike from Kieran Phillips. And that is a heroic hat-trick that'll probably go down in the history of FC Isle of Man. A hat-trick on the final day of the season, away to Runkle Linnets to secure us the league title. Good ball here from Sharif. Just puts it into the dangerous area. And then Phillips pace. And he doesn't overcomplicate it. He just leathers it as far as he can down the middle. Keeper maybe could have done better, but might have been worried for his life there as it whistled past his throat. Prescott still drawing 1-1 with Mosley. Hyde winning 2-1 against Redditch. And we've gotten through to full time. It's going to be our 3rd consecutive league title. Let's go to the post-match here. 3-0 winners. Kieran Phillips, absolutely fantastic. 15 shots, 6 on target, 52% for Runcorn. 11 shots, 6 on target, 48% for Isle of Man. Let's passionately tell everybody, congratulations, lads. Enjoy the success. These are the moments you work so hard to enjoy. Everybody's responded positively. And what a performance from Kieran Phillips, the one man up top, leading the line on his own. Here's the big one. FC Isle of Man win BetVictor Division 1 Northwest. It wouldn't be an episode if I didn't say something fucking stupid at one point or another. Kieran Phillips, of course, fantastic in that match. Donahue's banned for a match. Who really cares? Let's just issue him a warning. Initial budget's 2.6k, so nearly double what we're currently working with, 1.2 or 1.4, I think we are. The fans are ecstatic with the division title, which is wonderful. The board are ecstatic with the division title, which is wonderful. Alex Hunt has praised me as manager. He's an absolute star. If we can keep hold of him next year, we'll be in good shape. And 20 medals given out to players still at the club. Keeping in mind, there are so many players that signed for other teams during the course of the season. Alex Hunt very happy that we secured promotion, and the board are delighted that we have made our club vision objective 1 year ahead of schedule, win promotion to the regional premier divisions. Wonderful stuff. Phillips was magnificent. Let's passionately tell him. Superb in front of goal last time out, and he has responded perfectly. We get 20k for finishing in first place, which is going to be great for our operating costs. It's about 10 weeks worth of wages from what we just saw for next season. And Michael Donoghue acknowledges that he deserved a warning. We'll quickly do a quick review. We did finish with the most wins in the division, 24. Fewest defeats? No, Prescott actually finished with fewest defeats, only 6 for the year, but a lot of draws in there, what eventually cost them the title. They did beat us twice, don't forget. As far as the team stats are concerned, we did score the most goals with 82 in the division. Least conceded, Prescott with 30. We conceded 39, so our defence let us down a little bit. We only had 14 clean sheets compared to Prescott's 20 as well, so they're a good defensive side. Dribbles per game, 15. Shots on target, 303. Home form was excellent. 45% of our shots on target. 7 penalties taken that we scored, and 339 crosses completed. That does work into the wing play that we kind of use. If we go to player overview, who have we got that's somewhere up near there? Team goals. Nigel Harris was on the field for all 82 goals that we scored in the league this season. He was also the most wins in the team with 24. Red cards, Donoghue was the only one that got one. Harris covered on average, or not on average, over the course of the season, the third highest distance. Alex Hunt, first highest distance per game. Levan Brandy in there as well. Nigel Harris. We're definitely getting some Ks into those midfield players. Key passes, Jake Walker with 65, a lot of crosses those would be, and Louis D'Souza, 102 mistakes, the most in the division, which is ridiculous. Might just jump forward a couple of days, have a look at the overall Team 11, end of season awards, all that sort of stuff. Right, and here we go. Following the completion of the season's best 11, Neil Goff has proudly announced that 3 players have been considered good enough to enter the Isle of Man overall best 11. Jake Walker, the pick of the bunch, coming in at right back. Nigel Harris just makes the bench, as does Louis D'Souza, despite giving away all of those opportunities and mistakes throughout the course of the season. Some big names in there. Harker and Thompson still leading the lines up top after their massive seasons. Joe Thompson's unfortunately retired. Wish I'd have known that was going to happen. I would have kept him around. Rob Harker, of course, moved on to Morpeth, who I think we leapfrog now. Masaba's still playing on the left wing. He's down in Westfields, a couple of divisions below. Milo Hall from the first season, they're still including, playing at Hereford, who we might actually come up against in a season or two. He's actually playing that much. Only made 18 appearances in the Vanarama National North. Haygarth, the player they've got alongside him, he's playing at Darlington at the moment in the National League, making 27 appearances, so he's getting a bit more regular football, which is good to see. Azzy Akona is still involved, playing at Ilkeston, playing in the Northern Premier Division. We might actually come up against him next season. Kieran Applin, of course, at left back we just played against, and James Cook, 23 years of age, playing at Farsley Celtic in the National League North. So all players that have moved on to go and play at a higher division. We're at least developing players in that respect. We might also play against Bobby Biddle, our Season 1 goalkeeper. He's moved to Marine, who are, of course, in the National Division, the Northern Premier Division. Fans played season, Nigel Harris, 52% of the award. He had an excellent year. Kieran Phillips with a goal against Tadcaster. Let's check out the goal of the season, see how it looks. We only just played Tadcaster, so let's have a look at it here. Harris, deep cross over. Hearn with the flick on. Phillips takes a touch around the man and then strikes from distance. Not the greatest goal I've ever seen. It was pretty much a worm burner into the bottom corner, but I'll take it early on in the game as well, in the first 90 seconds or so. Signing of the season, Nigel Harris, and young player of the season, Alex Hunt at 21. Isle of Man season review. Average attendance 145%. Only 4% of our stadium is full. We've got to get some crowds in. 29 players used, which is the highest in the entire division. Moment to get our 4-1 defeat against Marsk, which you guys, of course, saw back on Tuesday or whenever it was, Christmas Eve, I think. And our best win at City of Liverpool, 4-0 away from home. Club vision and expectations. Next season, they expect us to play attacking and entertaining football, which we're already set to. Work within the wage budget, which is fine. And then we want to, at the end of next season, win promotion by winning the league, which is very tough. Some of these expectations are rising at a rate that we're not entirely used to. And then after that, they see it balancing out quite a bit, and it's just trying to stay in the Vanarama North. Let's accept the current vision. We'll go with that. Deal with the pressure as we go. As far as the squad hierarchy is concerned, Jake Walker, Abdi Sharif, and Alex Hunt as the most important players. And end of season break, we'll let everyone have a few weeks off before we come back. Still, we're getting bids coming in for a variety of different players. I would expect to continue to see that throughout the course of the off-season as well. If we have a look at these columns here, I'm not going to make the same mistake as last year. I'm not going to release everyone straight up, but there's quite a few different players here that, probably aren't ready to make the jump up to the next division, and we will have to probably look to bring in around 9 or 10 different players to round out the squad. Some of these first-team players might become squad players some of these players that are currently 5-star ability may drop down a little bit as we move into the high division. But we have a very good base. We've got a young base that we're going to try and continue to build with. And hopefully, in Season 4, we can continue our growth up the table. Now, before we go any further, actually, let's jump into the endgame. Oh, but before we do that, let's look at the club info really quickly. I haven't still moved to legend status. I'm still only in favoured personnel. But Charlie Ball, who has been released from his contract. Maybe we try and bring him back. And Simeon Ure, whose contract is up at the end of the season. We definitely have to have a look at him and bring him back again. Remain legends of the club. No icons as yet, but maybe once the season ticks over to next year, I might move up to that position. Now, full disclosure, I may potentially not do any episodes next week. I'm going to try, but basically over the next few days, I've got a lot happening over Christmas. I've got a lot happening for New Year's, and then I'm actually going away for about a week and a bit. I was going to try and upload things early to try and get a full week of episodes in, but it may not actually be possible given how quick all that time is going to fly by. So if you see new episodes, great. If you don't, keep an eye on the Twitter, keep an eye on the notes in the channel itself. I will let you guys know if we're not going to be able to get any episodes up next week. But the continued support for the series has been fantastic. For a lot of people, that might actually give them time to catch up on a few different episodes. If you are enjoying the series so far, please throw a like on this video to celebrate our back-to-back promotions. Subscribe to the channel to be kept up to date on all our future videos. Follow us over on Twitter. I've done it wrong. I will one day get it right every time. The links are over there on the left. Keep an eye on our Twitch channel, our Sunday night streams. But more than anything, thank you so much for watching. I've been Sean, and I'll see you all again in the mixer.